Let's talk about that truckie protest. They are planning it next week. The hope is from the truckies, they'll be able, obviously, to sit inside the cabins, won't be doing social distance issues or anything like that, but they'll be blocking the highways, blocking the supply chain to remind the oh-so-comfortable that things don't grow in shops. Here's part of their pitch.
It's on. The truckies are doing it. We need you and everyone else, your support, to watch this video, hand it up, and let everyone in Australia know that the truckies are going to shut down the country. What that means is you need to go shopping now, get what you can for the next week or two, load your fridge, freezers. The truckies are coming and they're going to pull this country down, and we're all going to do it together.
What do you think, Joel? I don't know what the TWU's position on it is, but what do you think?
Well, I don't know who that guy is, Paul. I mean, is he protesting lockdowns, or is he concerned about the working conditions of independent truck drivers? I'm not sure, but I do know. I suspect he's got something to do with the lockdown, or
lockdowns. It's not about
maybe something he's been drinking. I'm not sure, but the TWU is talking about striking.
Joel, it's not a time to be facetious over this and to have a go at the truckies. I think that's a bloody low blow, because you know damn well what the truckies are doing. The truckies are actually, their whole industry is being brought under question, and can they actually keep going, because they have stopped them from coming over the border in Queensland, essential workers, without having the vaccination. So it's not a laughing bloody joke. Families are going under out there. And that's their way of saying, hey, enough is enough. You know, it's all right for us politicians. We're getting our wages. We've got all our benefits, Joel. Nothing's happened to us. But we're not out there understanding what's happening to the people.
So you've now answered my questions, have you, Pauline? That guy is a truckie and he's protesting about lockdown.
You said it's... Yeah,
yes,
and you said, what is
he a truckie?
And you said, what's it over?
Is he a truckie?
I don't like you belittling them.
Okay, well, there is a strike being proposed by the TWU about their working conditions, about overtime being taken away from them.
So you'll support that, but not the lockdown
and the toll
strike?
Company. Well, let me finish, Paul.
Well,
I know the TWU wouldn't be taking strike action in the middle of a pandemic if it didn't have some legitimate claims. I assume that would be protected action under the Workplace Relations Act. Now, I don't know who that guy was, and I know that truckies in Sydney organised and held a very peaceful and sensible protest, and maybe they are intending to do the same on the border in Queensland. But I just can't jump to conclusions about who that guy was and what he was talking about.
Okay, so Rowan, what do you think about a truckies protest here? Again, as long as it's done safely, all the rest of it, that'd be the obvious caveats. I stand by what I say about people running through the streets in a lockdown, but what do you think?
Well, I think the fundamental thing that separates all democracies from tyranny is the right to protest peacefully, the right for conscientious objection. I agree 100% with Pauline. These people, whether they're the truckies who invested a fortune, whether it's just the local cafe or the families who are suffering, you cannot, in a democracy, use the police to control people who are suffering and to increase their suffering. But that is what we are seeing here. We've seen it with the so-called rubber bullets or whatever they were in Melbourne. We've seen in Sydney people being prevented from protesting. I disagree that you shouldn't be allowed to protest. I think there should always be safety measures, social distancing and so on. And I don't see how firing rubber bullets or pepper spray or whatever it was at people, therefore making them cough, sneeze and splutter, whatever, all over the place, is actually doing for public health. It's in fact exacerbating the situation, which is the whole problem with the heavy-handedness of this tyrannical approach to lockdown.